2,400 government PhDs all crunching numbers 24/7, and somehow they still managed to lose another $1 trillion. But don't forget to pay your taxes. Bitcoin, crypto, morning tea. Hey. Good morning, everybody. My name's pianomattyb. That is Scaramucci's. This is your morning tea. A brief glimpse through the crypto markets, where the sun's shining, where the winds blow. All the humble opinion of this piano Zamboni bringing the The FOMO index has jumped up to 66 from yesterday's 55. Bitcoin dominance is 53.2%. 24-hour volume is 64 billion. The overall market cap 2.33 trillion. Give or take 100 million. Well, despite the boring malaise of this spring crab walk into rainjestic oblivion, there was a little movement yesterday that we talked about, so it should have come as no surprise to anyone in this boutique community when Bitcoin price action, well, she had a little pump. Dicey fibs we may or may not catch some bounces on, or at first the 50% fib down at 60.5. My heartbreakingly bullish outlook for today would be just to get back into this channel of monotony, maybe retesting the 20 moving average, which is also the 23.6% fib, up at 62.7. I wouldn't be surprised to retest the 20 moving average, which is also the 50% fib, up at 63.2. And Lord love a duck, she didn't do just that. After dipping down to catch the 50% fib at 60.5, price action received said bounce and started pumping up and into our channel of eternal monotony, straight up to 62.7, where we closed a couple candles and wicked up, picking out at 63.7, and has returned down to a time of production 62.9. So we are in our preferred range, the low end, mind you, but unfortunately for now anyways, it looks like just another lower high, which we don't want to see. In order to reverse this downward trend, we're gonna need to get back up and over the 200 moving average and close a candle at least at 64.5 or higher. Now over on the ding dong, you can see we had a healthy green candle yesterday, straight up to the 20 moving average, where we're feeling some slight headwinds. This is a key level, as it's also the 50% fib, so getting over her is paramount in reversing this downward trend. Now if, and I say if, we don't, it will be yet another lower high in a series of lower highs since our all-time high back in mid-March of 73K and change. My heartbreakingly bullish outlook for today would be to retest our channel of dissension's resistance up at the 38.2% fib at 65.9. Quick look at the Wookie sees our stay green price for the week is up at 63.9. We can't put in another 2% gain from here. We'll carve out yet another red candle, which will be our 7th red candle out of 9 since we hit our all-time high, which is quite a bearish metric for a bull run. Is that a Dat alert? Yes, it is. Looks like the MACD is officially crossed bearish. The last time the weekly MACD crossed bearish was back in August of 2023, where we saw a 17% downturn wick to wick. And where would a 17% downturn from here take us? Well, that would be way down at 53.5 ish. Shut your mouth. Would you look at that, my friends? The sun's up. It's another beautiful day here on planet Earth. A day none of us are guaranteed. We're not guaranteed these days, yet we're lucky enough to have anyway. So get out there, knock 'em dead, and remember, we're playing the same game as our psychopathic elected leaders. That's right, it's the long game. So zoom out and have a fantastic day. And we'll be going live right away, so grab yourself a coffee. Join me for a quick one, and by all means, hey, it's Friday, so sing me out, won't you? I'll run the banks of boom dash bang. Whoa. 53.5-ish. 53.5-ish. Hey, it ain't show. Well, it ain't show just yet. Just fractal. Fractals be fractaling. That's what fractals do. They fractal. Now, is there any validity to any fractal? Market seems to repeat itself sometimes, not all the time. You know, it's just a chaotic system of metrics and psychology that seems to intertwine back and forth, up and down. In this particular case, for the past 70 days, up and down, very tight little range. Rangestic oblivion. Fractal rock, down to fractal rock, boom, boom, down to fractal rock. Did anyone in the United States get Fraggle Rock? Or was that just a Canadian thing? I would think that it was Jim Henson Muppets type thing. So maybe it was America as well as Canada. But what a waste if it was just only in Canada. There's 35 million people in Canada. It's like fits into the woke part of California. Not even the entire population of California, just the woke part. Woke part. When we were in our shoegazing intellect, the quirk pop rock band in 2001, 2002, we had a management out of Toronto. They were the same management as Nickelback for a time. Then Nickelback switched. And they said, we had some interest in Canadian record deals. And they said, don't worry about these Canadian record deals. Canada's nothing. Just wait for an American record deal. The difference between an American and a Canadian record deal is like 100 to 1. So if you get an American record deal, you just get a Canadian record deal. But if you get a Canadian record deal, you don't get an American deal. You just shoot out to 35 million people. 40% of them are over the age of 65. So really, what is that? That's 18, 19 million people. And so we did. But that wave of popularity came and went, and we missed our boat. Misco, they had it as well. Okay, good to know. At least the universe can sleep at night knowing that we all had Fraggle Rock. And sometimes when I think about Fraggle Rock, remember that I've used them before in videos, the dozers or the doozers or dozers. The dozers, I feel like they were a representation of the general population. You know, they just sat there and worked. They kept on building stuff all the time. And then these big psychopathic elected elites, which were the Fraggles, would come and eat it. And just reckless abandonment. We don't care what you're doing. We're going to eat this because we do whatever we want. Then they would just go, all right, well, back to work. And they would start building their little tubes or whatever they were building. I find all those old 70s, 80s commercials, they're basically just psychedelic throwbacks. You can tell that they were just smoking tons of weed when they were doing that. We also had one here called The Hilarious House of Frightenstein. Something like that. Hilarious House of Frightenstein. Did you get that, Misco, or anyone in America? The Hilarious House of Frightenstein. Anyway, it was a Canadian show. I know that, and it had two actors who basically played all the weird skits, and they were just whacked on drugs the whole time. They would do this. They had a Wolfman skit where it'd be like, Wolfman Jack, I'm going to play some new music for you. And they'd play some music, and then they would show the two characters dancing into these kaleidoscopes. For these kids, they're just like hypnotizing the kids on a Saturday morning. It was a fascinating show. Hilarious House of Frightenstein. Look it up on YouTube if you got a second. The Hilarious House of Frightenstein. 4-hour noisy little chart. Oh, we got Jerome hitting target there. So we did what they said yesterday. We talked about price action getting up over this 20 moving average at the 23.6% fib, getting to 63.2. We overshot it, got it to 63.7 or 8. Sounds like an epileptic nightmare. Yes, Sultan of Salt, but we didn't have epilepsy back then. Maybe we did. There was not a lot of kids really doing. We could sit there in front of strobe lights we sat in front of strobe lights for the entire 80s. The 80s, whenever you went out, strobe light. So we were immune to it by the time we grew up. We overshot it to 63.8, and now the unfortunate part. Duke's yelling up there. The unfortunate part about this is that it's just another higher low. We don't want that. That suggests that, even though yesterday was a bullish day and we got up to, 63.8, the fact that we didn't put in at least a higher high up here, which would be, 65.6 or so, that's bearish. It's bearish. Make no mistake. On this Friday AM, it's a bearish pump. It's a bearish bullish pump. So we need to Misco gifting 5 memberships. Misco, he's the Oprah of pianomatty's channel. Membership for you, and for you, and for you, and for you. That's right. It's Misco. He's the Oprah of pianomattyb on a Friday AM. I'm trying to rhyme with E. Thank you for the membership drive, Misco. keeping the channel above water. Thank you very much. And so, yes, back to our bullish bearish pump. And all it is lower highs. I don't like that. I don't like that. When we keep the memberships up over a certain metric, that's why we do those membership subscriber appreciation on the Thursdays. To try to give back, have a little bit of fun. That's not a Friday or Saturday, which it is tonight, Friday. The biggest and the best live request piano bar in the whole entire world. Tonight at 9:30. So this is the ding dong, as you can see. Tim Doctor, anything bullish on the horizon? It's hard to. No one really has a crystal ball, but these channels of descension typically break bullish, just like channels of ascension typically break bearish. But we need to, first off, we need to at least retest our channel of descension's resistance. We didn't even do that last time. We just wicked up, almost hit it, but we didn't. So we have this confluence of the 50 moving average, the 38.2% fib, and our channel of descension, and it just so happens to be where one of my squiggly lines went through, so that's a quadzilla. We're going to throw that one in as a quadzilla. Up at 64.9. Now, at 64.9, that's a real TSN turning point for us. And TSN is our sports channel in Canada, but everyone talked about the TSN turning point. But the TSN turning point will be at 64.9 if we can actually get over it. Because think about it. Last time we got over it was, when was this? April 24th was the last time we peeked our head. Hey, are we above the channel of descension? Yeah, I don't like it. Let's get out of here. And we immediately dipped down. And within days, we were at the bottom of our channel of descension. And then we tried to hit it again, just slightly got over the 50 moving average, but we couldn't even hit the channel of descension and rejected all the way down. So you can see, not only are we making lower highs, but unfortunately, we're making lower lows. It's not good. That being said, there is no guarantees. There's only probabilities. Now, the probability of breaking bullish is high on a channel of descension. But then again, doesn't really mean that you're going to break bullish. We could break bearish out of here. Now, this is what let's take a look what 53.3 looks like on a ding-dong. The daily chart here. Never really looked at it. I did the TA on the weekly. Let's see if anything corresponds. 53.3 is 53.5 right there. Okay, yeah. Well, you can see there is a considerable amount of traffic at that 53.5. If anything, that's where we consolidated last time. So 53.5 is not so crazy to see that if we went down there, we would probably get a bounce. Going lower than that, I don't know. We'd have to ask some real tough questions. But then again, we got a long time till the parabolic phase of this bull run, even though we had one already, slightly parabolic. Not as parabolic as yesteryear. That's why everyone's a little bit afraid right now, because there's this, the back of everyone's mind is, well, everyone talks about that diminishing returns, and we kind of just glaze over it. We don't really get into it that much because nobody really wants to talk about it. But then again, we only hit 73K, and then we immediately came down into what is a very bearish structure. 7 out of 9 weekly candles. It's crazy. In a bull run, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, Steve-O, 53.5, buy more. Yeah, if it went down to 53.5, I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't be that upset. There'd be a lot of bag filling at that point, because that would probably be the last. Everyone's saying this a lot, but it'd probably be the last chance to get it at such a low price. With FTX and Gemini users getting all their funds back, do you think that will help or hurt the price? See, it's the timing on that backup kit is pretty interesting, because at this point, the people that have lost the FTX and the Gemini users, they're beyond the life-changing save that they would have got. Like when they lost all their money, I couldn't even imagine what that would feel like. But now, 4 years later, they will have recovered somewhat, and I think they would probably be like, "Game on! Let's keep it. Let's put it back." So, depending on what they get reimbursed in, now, do they get reimbursed token for token, or do they get reimbursed USDC? I don't know. I don't know these things about FTX or the Gemini things, but it's the age-old dilemma. People want to stake. Well, FTX is a whole other ball of wax, but the Gemini stuff, the staking it, there was just not enough juice in the squeeze for Bitcoin, for me anyway. Now, miscellaneous speculative alts, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence whether I care about them at all, right? So if I were to stake, say, Solana, it's and something horrible like they got rugged happened. I mean, part of me would be like, wow, this happens. I knew it happened and I did it anyway. I would never stake the Bitcoin. I know people do. It's just, I feel like I'm completely brainwashed into the not your keys, not your coin, especially when it comes to Bitcoin. Bobby Freeman, the professor from Florida, still following the same pattern as the cycle, should break out and up in the next 6 weeks. But that's just probability. Anything can happen. It's true. Just the probability anything can happen. We'll see. 6 months. What would that take us? So we're in May, June, July, August, September, October. Right around election time. Yeah. Do you have 6 months in you, in your vitamin? Have you taken enough vitamin P to make it 6 months? Sometimes I think I don't. Sometimes I don't. I think I don't have. Is this a duck? Whoa. I didn't think you're coming down today, buddy. Oh. Talented Tootsies. Put on the reverb. Whoa. How you doing?
Good.
Better than you were all week, I guess, eh? Yeah? Well, Misco gave a bunch of memberships out, so why don't we sing one of Misco's favorite songs, Country Roads, if you're in it, if you got the voice. Do you got the voice there, Duck? No? Well, let's see.
Not much.
We'll call her.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River.
Shenandoah.
Now I'm out here, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze.
Oh, there's the cough, eh?
Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, country roads, take me home. I hear a voice in your mind when she calls me. Radio reminds me of a home far away. Driving down this road, I get this feeling that a little bit. Yesterday.
Country. Got it there, eh? Yeah. Good thinking. Yeah, that wasn't bad, eh? Well, one thing's for sure, when you're feeling under the weather, it's hard to sing. I've done it a bunch of times at the piano bar. It's painful trying to sing when you're a little under the weather. But we're pros, right, Duck? We're pros. Sing through it. Good job. Good way to fight your way through that tune. Well, buddy, let's sing them out, shall we?
We'll play the same game as our psychopathic elected elites. That's why it's a one game. So zoom out and have a fantastic day.
Almost.
Day.
There it is.
I wonder banks of boom to spank. Bitcoin, crypto, mining, TA.
Ah, you breathed through it. Good job, buddy. See you in a bit. Well, there it is. He did it. He got through it. Good job. Singing when you're sick is not fun. I remember last summer, I had something kind of all summer. I was taking like Sudafeds before the gigs just to clear up. Who knows what it was? Then it was gone. And now it's been a long time of healthy singing. So if you're a singer, you understand. If something's, it's like being a athlete and having like a tear in your meniscus. It's like you can still do it, but you're not the same person. So that's what singing with a cold is. A cold, what was dropped my voice a couple octaves. Yeah, well, the thing is, how I get through singing sick is just warm-ups. I'm a big proponent of warming up. I never was until the Jimmy, because we do 2.5 hour sets, and that's inhumane, really. So I couldn't do it without warming up, and that's how I get it. Well, thank you, everyone, for tuning in to this Friday. It's been a whole week of basically 63K and nothing. 63K and nothing. Oh, well, we got another 6 months of this. Okay, we'll have to figure out. Maybe we'll do some interviews. I'll get a hold of some people in the interwebs. If there's someone you'd like to see chat, let me know. Leave a comment after the video's done, and I'll look into it, and I'll try to grab them. I know we were going to do Army Piper, just waiting for the timing right. Maybe that's next week. Maybe we'll do some others. If you have any suggestions that you'd like to see, let me know, and I'll try to suss it out. If not, see you tonight at the biggest and the best live piano stream in the entire world. Thank you, Misco, for the memberships. Have an amazing weekend. Make sure you like and subscribe and share